This video is for those of you that want to set up the Android app SatOrbit to see the SpaceX Starlink. What I did is on my desktop I created a text file that has this content in it exactly. I believe the formatting matters, so how many spaces you see between the elements does matter. If you can't figure it out from here, I suggest you search Reddit for the SpaceX Starlink TLE for two-line element. Some people have it formatted there very nicely. I then emailed that to myself, just so I could get it on my Android phone as a text file. Save this as a text file and store it somewhere on your Android. Then, in SatOrbit, you're going to press the up and down arrows in the top right. You will select Manual TLE. I believe you have to hit the up and down arrow icon. Clicking on the words does not seem to work. Select TLE from local file. I believe you have to hit the yellow down arrow. It says in green, click to open your TLE file. In my case, I stored it in this directory on my Android. And it took me 2 tries, so I know mine is Starlink 2 is what I want. It can be saved as any name for the text file you create. Select, file loaded, okay. Back arrow, top left, back arrow, top left. Now mine already shows up because I've already done this, but in your case I think you'll have to hit the menu button, which is the 3 horizontal lines in the top left. Select category view. Select my TLE at the bottom. And Starlink should appear. Select it. I believe that's Italian for cancel, but hit OK. And you should see a Starlink orbit. If you press on the satellite itself, the icon of it, it brings up this pane in the bottom where the time is listed, lat long. Let me show you how to set up that first. In the top right, press the gear for settings. You're going to want to set your location. I set mine from GPS. Position from network would probably work as well, or you can manually input it, but you need to know your lat long. So GPS just worked best for me. Another thing I did was I enabled satellite footprint. I believe that's where you'll be able to, it's the green circle that indicates what areas you'll be able to see the satellites from. I also set pass prediction interval to 72 hours. I believe its default was 24 hours. Back. Press on the satellite icon. Brings up the pane that gives the lat long of the satellite, the altitude, its speed, Not sure about TLE age, UTC time, and the azimuth, that's basically the compass direction from the location you just set, and the elevation. Anytime the elevation is negative, it's going to be basically on the other side of the planet. You can't see it. And even if the elevation is very shallow, like 10 or 20 degrees, it'll be very difficult to see. Ideally, you'd want an elevation of, I believe, 90 degrees, which should be directly overhead. That's where the sky will be darkest for you, and where the satellites will be brightest. You can hit the play button to advance the ground track into the future, and you can speed up or slow down the ground track using the little teal slider just below the play button. It is very sensitive and hard to get a round number on. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments and I will try to answer.